establish a relationship between you and God, because there are battles you must fight. Mpendwa, kuna vita zinakugojea upigane, na usipopigana utapigwa. You either fight or you will be fought. Kama unaweza kaa kwa Mungu abadilishe what you think about money. What you think about money is not what the Bible says about money. Wewe hujui hivyo. Kilio kingine unalia hapo. Shida zingine zimekufuata tangia uzaliwe. Ungetafuta dhabihu nzuri, uombe nayo mbele ya Mungu. Hiyo shida ingeenda haraka, ingeenda asubuhi.
Neno la Hekma with Pastor Ruben Thuo. Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Look Up TV.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. Your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries, then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700-893-542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
And welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on the 23rd day of August 2021. A very eventful day as the war on terror is intensified. 2 suspects have been arrested in Mombasa in a dramatic scene of events that have attracted over 100 onlookers. That and so much more lined up in our very loaded bulletin here.
The news headlines in association with
Ahead on trending news today, 2 terror suspects arrested at Likoni Ferry crossing channel, AK-47 rifles, ammunition among items recovered during the joint operation. And Kenya receives over 800,000 doses of Moderna vaccine from US, being the first time that Moderna vaccines have arrived in the country. After reggae was seemingly stopped, President Uhuru Kenyatta has convened another meeting with the One Kenya Alliance principals and ODM party leader Raila Odinga in Mombasa. That is what to expect on Trending News today with me, Nancy Nalima. Nancy Nalima here, and the hashtag is Trending News. At Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV. Using the SMS number 203. And the bulletin begins now. 2 terror suspects have today been arrested by Special Forces detectives and anti-terror police joint in Mombasa. They were nabbed at the Likoni Ferry crossing channel on the mainland side at around 10 a.m. 2 AK-47 rifles, mobile phones, ammunition and other items were recovered during the joint operation. Coast Region has said a probe has already been launched into Right, cracking the war on terror. And we move on. Kenya has received over 880,000 new doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccines from the United States government through the COVAX vaccine program. The doses arrived in the country earlier today, and this is the first batch of the 2 shipments of 1.7 million doses scheduled to arrive in the country. This is the first large batch of the Moderna vaccine. Waris Kimathi has the details.
Filled with 880,460 doses of Moderna vaccine landed at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to deliver the first batch of some 1.76 million doses of the Moderna vaccine meant to help Kenyans fend off the deadly coronavirus. The vaccines have been donated by the United States of America through the continent vaccines to low-income countries in Africa and transported into the country by UNICEF. The shipment was received by senior government officials and diplomats, including Ministry of Health Chief Administrative Secretary CAS Dr. Mercy Mwangangi and Principal Secretary Susan Mwachache. Others present were U.S. Embassy diplomat Eric Nitler, UNICEF representative to Kenya Maniza Zanan, and World Health Organization officer in charge, Health System Cluster Lead Dr. Mona Al-Muthwahi. PS Mochache expressed gratitude to the U.S. and COVAX for the vaccines and said the doses will help Kenya's ongoing vaccination effort of vaccinating 10 million Kenyans by year. Mochache said that the vaccination drive is ongoing throughout the country and urged all eligible Kenyans to register through the government portal and get the jab. Kenya's COVID-19 vaccination campaign is spearheaded by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and the United States government. So far, the World Health Organization has approved 6 vaccines for use across the globe, including AstraZeneca and Moderna, which are the main vaccines. The UNICEF representative to Kenya has raised donation as a welcome boost to Kenya's vaccination drive. Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV in Nairobi.
And thank you, Waris Kimathi, for that report. President Uhuru Kenyatta has convened a third meeting with the principals of the One Kenya Alliance and ODM leader Raila Odinga. The meeting, which comes on heels of the Court of Appeal ruling that stopped this BBI initiative, was slated for today, Tuesday, the 23rd, at State House, Mombasa, Monday today, but was moved to Kimathi reports.
So the meeting will bring together the supporters of the Now Fallen Building Bridges Initiative report to discuss the next direction to take after the Court of Appeal on Friday ruled the BBI process as unconstitutional and illegal. Further, reports indicate that more talks will commence between the OCA principals and ODM's Raila Odinga on who will support who for president under the mediation of President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has been Yamani National Congress ANC, Kalonzo Musyoka of the Wiper Democratic Movement, Moses Wetangula of the Ford Kenya Party, and Kanus Gideon Moi. Wednesday's meeting will be a follow-up of the 2 previous meetings attended by the same leaders in under a month's period at the Mombasa State House, with the most recent one having happened on Tuesday last week. Last week, ANC's Musalia Mudavadi refuted reports of power sharing and coalition talks between OCA and Raila at the Mombasa meetings, saying no such agenda was with the president. Media earlier suggested that the president was in talks with the OCA principals to convince them to draw their weight behind Raila's 2022 bid against his main opponent, Deputy President William Ruto. Following the nullification of the BBI campaign by the Court of Appeal, Raila has announced that he has shifted his attention from the troubled initiative that he initiated with President Uhuru Kenyatta in next year's August 8th. Raila been interpreted as a counter to Ruto's bottom-up economic narrative. The Court of Appeal BBI ruling seems to have offset political alignments ahead of the general elections, with some Mount Kenya politicians last week seeming to revert from a hard stance support for former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Further, new opinion polls show that Ruto is leading in popularity but would need a runoff election to clinch the presidency if the elections were to be held today. Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV in Nairobi.
Thank you for that report. And to matters Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha and his counterpart Cabinet Secretary for Interior Fred Matiang'i have launched a crackdown for thousands of missing Form 1 students. The exercise to search for about 100,000 missing students was scheduled to begin today and would involve all stakeholders at sub-county level.
To achieve its target of 100% transition to secondary schools nationwide. This is after of Education confirmed that a total Form 1 in the recently concluded exercise. Initially, Form 1 admissions were scheduled for 2nd to 6th of August. However, the Ministry of Education decided to extend the period for another 1 week so that 115,000 students who had not joined Form 1 during the first week of admission could get a chance for admission in their respective secondary schools. As of Friday, the 13th of August, not all the students had joined their secondary schools as expected by the ministry. Speaking during a press briefing, the director Paul Kibet said that most of the students who had not joined Form 1 were from the coast region. The coastal counties only managed to record 60% form admission. According to the Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha, counties like Nairobi and Bomet managed to record 100% transition. A total of 1,179,192 students start for the 2020 Kenya of Primary Education. Roger Muriuki, Look Up TV.
Thank you, Roger. Now, that are set to benefit from 9.3 billion shillings program by the U.S. government aimed at curbing spread of HIV among women. The program is funded by the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, through the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. 4 in 5 new HIV infections in persons aged 15 to 19 years old occur in females, an alarming report by USAID, which has necessitated the rollout of the HIV Prevention Fund to a range of biomedical products that are acceptable, safe and effective for HIV prevention. US-based non-governmental organization FHI 360 will lead a consortium of local and international partners in implementing the program. Other partners in the consortium include Kenya-based LVCT Health, Pangaya Zimbabwe AIDS Trust, Wits Reproductive Health and in South Africa. The US is concerned that HIV prevalence among women across sub-Saharan Africa countries remains high. According to USAID, by accelerating the introduction of new HIV prevention products and expediting prevention product availability, acceptance and uptake, this new award will ensure that women, especially among adolescent girls and young women, can live a life free from HIV. And as the fight against HIV intensifies, that story right there takes us to a very fast break here on Trending News. Keep it Trending News, keep it Look Up TV, continue texting, tweeting. At Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. Don't go too far.
Grow your business, broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries, then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services. Juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 30 Avenue. Natural Center. Your health is your wealth.
Property Guide in association with
Where should I start? If you want to make a headway on building your wealth, simply saving money might not move to maximize your savings.
should be to begin investing. Investing is an important building block of a sound financial future and can help you get higher returns from your money than you can get from a savings account or certificates of deposit.
Property Guide in association with
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. We provide our guests with a continuous supply of room.
Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. Reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707. Health Check in association with
Natural Juicing Center.
Health benefits of onions. Onions are a good source of vitamins, minerals, and fiber and are known to offer a variety of health benefits. Many kinds of onions contain a wealth of chemicals that help fight cancer. They contain organic sulfur compounds that help reduce the level of cholesterol in your body and may also help break down blood clots, lowering your risk for onions raw rather than cooked to get more compounds from them.
Health Check.
Natural Juicing Center. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.nabbed. You can also visit our center, Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
And welcome back, Nancy Nalima here. The hashtag is trending news right here on Look Up TV. Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook is where you can find me and you can engage with us here on Trending News. And you can also use SMS number 20374. Let's continue with the bulletin. Bernard Kevo, a police officer who was based at Njoro Police Station, shot and killed his girlfriend Mary Nyambura, who was being hospital last night in Nakuru County. And as David Kasembele reports, immediately after he murdered his girlfriend, Miss Nyambura, Bernard shot himself on the chin where the gun exited through his upper forehead.
Police officer Bernard Kivu murdered his 29-year-old girlfriend Mary Nyambura in cold blood early this morning at Njoro Sub-County Hospital in Nakuru County after he shot her with an AK-47 rifle while she was getting treatment on her broken leg after he assaulted her. It is reported that Bernard Kivu, a police officer who was based at Njoro Police Station and who was on duty yesterday night, told his colleagues that he was outside the office, but rather he proceeded to the hospital where he killed Mary Nyambura in cold blood and thereafter went back to the station where he started shooting aimlessly, prompting his colleagues to scatter. According to his colleagues, after several attempts to disarm him, he turned the gun chin where the bullet exited his upper head and died instantly. The dead officer's AK-47 rifle with serial number 4912292 was recovered from the scene together with 11 rounds of ammunition. Speaking early this morning, Njoro OCPD Jonathan Kisaka said that he was attending a meeting and he's yet to receive the report concerning the murder issue. Nyambura's relatives have been grieving early this morning at the Njoro Sub-County Hospital. This comes days after a series of police murders and brutality that has been happening recently. The question being, who is supposed to protect us as Kenyans? David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kasembeli, for that report. And angry residents of Embu County today have torched a school bus after it hit and killed a border rider. Embu West Deputy County Commissioner Caroline Emaya confirmed the incident, saying that residents got enraged after the accident and resorted to taking hands by torching the bus. Was torched outside Kenya Medical College Embu campus. That there were 9 students in the bus at the time of the accident, but they were evacuated by the assistant chief who rushed to the scene. She added that the assistant chief was, however, overpowered by the border riders who mobilized and torched the bus. Happening in the international spheres. Gunmen who kidnapped more than 100 students from a high school in northwestern Nigeria have released 15 more of the hostages after collecting ransom. A representative that and so much more in our international round. Bandits in northwest Nigeria after the parents paid an undisclosed amount of ransom. The 15 are among 100 students that were kidnapped in July from the Bethel Baptist High School. According to the school administrator, Reverend John Hayab, the students are already being released and would be handed over to the parents any moment. The abductors were allegedly seeking 1 million naira per student. The school in July following the release of a group of 28 2 days after the raid. Around 80 had remained in captivity before Sunday's release. Armed bandits seeking ransoms have abducted more than 1,000 students from schools in northwest Nigeria since December, and Kaduna state schools remain closed due to the threat. President Muhammadu Buhari in February called on state governments to stop paying bandits, but desperate parents and communities often raise and pay ransoms for themselves. Elsewhere in Haiti, officials have reported that the death toll from a 7.2 2,207. According to the Civil Protection Service, more than 50,000 homes have been destroyed and 344 people remain missing. More than 12,000 people were injured in last Saturday's earthquake. The United Nations estimates that more than 1 million people were affected by the latest crisis to hit the Caribbean island country. Tens of thousands of houses have been reduced to rubble, rendering their inhabitants homeless. Aid has trickled and bridges damaged by the quake and the drenching by tropical storm. But efforts to bring water, food and medical supplies have also been limited by gangs that have attacked convoys and hijacked trucks. And finally, a firefight erupted at Kabul airport on Monday when Afghan guards exchanged fire with unidentified gunmen, and one guard was killed during the clash, which involved US and German soldiers, as confirmed by the German's military. This even as US President Joe Biden has stated that evacuation exercise may be greatly frustrated. A number of people crowded at the airport ready to leave the country. The evacuation was supposed to be completed by August 31st, a timeline that the Taliban are not willing to extend. Right, and that story brings us to a close right here on Trending News. But just to sample some of your feedback, which is very important to us. And before then, I will be reading what's trending across social media. And hashtag AK suspects that have been arrested in Mombasa. And just to sample some of your feedback right there. People just talking about it as suspected terrorists have been arrested by police at Likoni Ferry crossing in Mombasa, and there are photos there of the items, and we showed you the video earlier of the arrest underway earlier on in the day at around 10. And of course the counter-terrorism policing KE says major breakthrough as police arrest terrorists in Likoni Ferry, AK-47 and ammunitions. The swift police response has deterred planned terror attacks in the coastal region, and it's time to act and defeat terror, raising the whole conversation about terror and terrorism. Some of your feedback. Big role in the war on terrorism and should not be underrated. Anti-terror police in Likoni, Mombasa have arrested two terror suspects, after being notified by the public. So Amina says citizens indeed play a very major role. And as they say, usinyamaze, speak out and speak up, and let's get the help that we need. And of course, the images there of the World Athletics under 20. Kenya got 16 medals, few gold, 2 silvers and 7 bronze medals. Cheering and congratulations to our heroes and our heroines for making us proud. And that's just about it from us here on Trending News. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you for watching. Do stay with Lookup TV at 7 p.m. Tarif Aku with Lamek Aungo. And of course at 9 p.m. Bottom Line KE with Eugene Anangwe. From me here and the team, goodbye.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.com.